Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Friday, April 17th, 2015, around 8:09 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. Sun went down. It's going to be a nice weekend, going to be in the 70s. Some news to report. The NBA salary cap could be over $100 million by the 2017-2018 season. And sad news to report in the music industry. Singer Johnny Kemp passed away at the age of 55. He's known for the 1988 song, I Got Paid. And that's about it on the news. My third and final video blog subject of the night is about my personality profile. Tonight's personality profile is Scott Stevens, one of the best defensemen in New Jersey Devils history, longtime captain of the Devils. He led the Devils to 3 Stanley Cup championships. Scott was born and he grew up in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, and he played hockey at a young age. And he was a big Maple Leafs fan while growing up. And he actually played hockey and football in high school. He was a good football player, but hockey was his sport. And he played junior hockey for the Kitchener Junior B team and then the Kitchener Rangers. And his teammates on the junior hockey were future NHL players, Dave Shaw, and Al McGinnis, and Wendell Young, and Brian Bellows. So he played with a lot of players who made the NHL, which was pretty good. The Washington Capitals drafted Scott in the first round, the number 5 overall pick in the 1982 NHL entry draft, and he spent his first 8 seasons out of 22 seasons in the NHL with the Washington Capitals. The Capitals had a great defensive core back then. Rod Langway and Kevin Hatcher and Scott Stevens joined them, and he developed into a great NHL defenseman. But he drew a lot of penalty minutes and stuff. And then after 8 seasons, the Capitals did not advance to the Stanley Cup Finals. The furthest they advanced were the conference finals back in 1990, but they lost in 4 straight to the Boston Bruins. In 1990, Scott Stevens signed a contract with the St. Louis Blues. He immediately became the team captain. He only played for the Blues 1 season. And in 1991, when the St. Louis Blues signed Brendan Shanahan from the New Jersey Devils to an office sheet and a contract, the New Jersey Devils got compensation. The compensation they got was Scott Stevens, and that was a good move because Scott Stevens spent the rest of his NHL career with the New Jersey Devils, and he became the star defenseman of the Devils. He was a very great player and stuff. Eventually he became captain of the Devils, and he led the Devils to 3 Stanley Cup championships, 1995, 2000, and 2003. And some of the stats that Scott Stevens had over his career is 9 times he scored 10 or more goals. 4 times he scored 50 or more assists. 13 times he played in the NHL All-Star game. 2 times he was the NHL's first All-Star team. 3 times he was the NHL's second team All-Star. He was the 2000 playoff MVP, the Conn Smythe Award. He was a finalist for the Norris Award a few times, but he didn't win it because that was a lot of great defensemen were playing in his era, like Nicholas Lindstrom, Ray Bourque, Brian Leach, Chris Chelios, and a few others. So Scott Stevens never won a Norris Trophy, which is very surprisingly. He could have won a Norris Trophy, and I'm surprised he didn't. He retired after the 2003-2004 NHL season. He suffered a concussion and suffered post-concussion syndrome during the middle of the 2003-2004 season, so he hung it up. And his career stats were 196 goals, 712 assists, and 908 points. The playoff stats were 26 goals, 92 assists for 118 points. The New Jersey Devils retired his number 4, and he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame on the first ballot in 2007. He went into the class of 2007 along with Al McGuinness, Ron Francis, and Mark Messier. And Scott Stevens was a co-coach of the New Jersey Devils this past season, and there's no word yet if he's going to be brought back as a permanent coach or not. He and Adam Oates were like co-coaching and Lou Lamoriello for most of the season, so we'll wait and see what's happening. And Scott Stevens was very great defenseman and stuff like that. He and Martin Brodeur were the core of the New Jersey Devils for so many years. They were the two franchise players that the Devils were so competitive during the 1990s and 2000s and stuff. Very surprised that Scott Stevens never won a Norris Trophy. He's probably the best NHL defenseman never to win a Norris Trophy ever. And that's about it on Scott Stevens. And that's about it on these video blogs, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Tomorrow, 3 more video blogs are coming. First one will be about the review of Super Bowl IV WCW pay-per-view from Albany, Georgia. This is the start of first of 3 great WCW pay-per-views, which many wrestling experts are saying were the best 3 pay-per-views back to back for any wrestling company. This morning I reviewed Spring Stampede 94. I'm going to review Super Bowl tomorrow, and Sunday Slamboree 1994. And the other 2 video blogs will be about LRTA Bus 16 from Lowell Kennedy Center to Chelmsford via Chelmsford Street, and the third and final video blog of the night will be about Hockey Hall of Famer, Pittsburgh Penguins center and owner Mario Lemieux. Have a good night, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Bye now.